everybody. Welcome to another lawn mowing live stream. It is Tuesday, September the 2nd. Summer is officially over. To me, at least, everybody's back to school. My wife, who's a teacher, is back to work. So everything is back to kind of normal, and lawns are now back to weekly mowing schedule. So the summer bi-weekly schedule is over. So this is one that you guys have seen plenty of times. So let me just flip the camera over and we'll get into it. And just grab some gloves in case. So this one is one that you guys have probably seen a bunch of times if you watch the live streams. So we're at this one again. Normally I do this one with a turf tracer, but I didn't bring it today. I did a couple of the turf tracer jobs yesterday and decided I would just push mow with the Milwaukee. So as I mentioned there in the introduction, it's summer is officially over, for me at least, in terms of, everything's kind of back to normal here. Schools, today was his first day of school, so lots of kids walking to school. That also means that my wife, who is a school teacher, is back to school, back to work, after having the summer break. And the lawns are all back to weekly mowing schedule. So and it kind of feels like fall today. It's not sunny or anything. It's just like cloudy, overcast weather. It is nice and cool, so that's good. I've got this one to do, and then I'm gonna go and head home to maybe grab something to eat, but to check on the swimming pool, the temporary kind of pool I put up every summer. I've got it draining, so got a garden hose running to the front lawn from the back with a sump type pump. It's already pumping water out of the pool. It's been pumping all night. I keep moving the location of the end of the hose so that's not flooding in one area. Although it's trickling pretty slow, so it actually hasn't been too bad. You wouldn't even know that the hose is running. The lawns have like gotten so lush and green and taken off because of the bit of the cool weather. Some rain we had a couple weeks ago. That my front lawn grew so much this past week that you can't even see the garden hose sitting on the front lawn until you walk right up onto it. So I'll have to do that. Looks like we got a comment. We are no make it. Hi, I'm here. Hi. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you putting a comment there in the chat, popping in, saying hi. So with summer kind of being over here, comes the true test for that Milwaukee lawnmower. I've been using it now for I don't know what's it been? It's been at least 2 months. I think I got it just before summer, maybe 2.5 months or so. So I usually do like a 3-month review, honest review on things, but I'll make sure I locked my truck. But we'll have to see. I want to make sure I get some good fall kind of mowing, like leaves and stuff, to try it on before I can give an honest assessment of it. Although I have a good idea. Leonardo says, like your business says, 7 days ago was my birthday. Well, happy birthday. How old are you, Leonardo? Yeah, so I was saying, the Milwaukee mower, I've already noticed a little bit of a change. I had to, this morning, raise my deck height up. The first lawn I did, I tried to keep it at the 2 inches because the lawn's exploded. And, a little bit lush, a little bit dewy already. The Milwaukee was struggling a little bit, not in cutting it, but in bagging it, because it doesn't come with a true higher blade. I had switched, removed the mulching blade, that high lift blade the blade that they call high lift, but is actually, in my opinion, a mulching blade. I could see that one already last week was not performing as well. So I swapped back to the original blade that comes with the mower. That one seems to work better for bagging, but it's not a high lift. It's a very mild lift. So we'll have to see how it goes into fall. That may be the Achilles heel for that mower. It's a fantastic mower otherwise, but it might just be a fair weather type mower. So for a lot of guys that are in more warm climates, southern states, things like that, it would be a great mower. Here in the Pacific Northwest, it might be more of a seasonal thing, but we'll see how it goes, or if there's anybody else in the aftermarket blades that would work for it. I don't think so though, because they have a pretty specialized kind of hole pattern. Leonardo says he turned 31. Oh, that's a big one. Still a young pup though, I would say. Compared to me, this year was my 50th. So you are the age, roughly, 30 was the age I started my lawn care business 20 years ago. So, I don't know if you do lawn care or not. I can't remember. If you have a lawn care business, let me know there. And where you're from. I always have a hard time remembering those things. see if I can get the tripod as well, so it's not so shaky for you guys to get into the mowing part. And I'm going to take my glasses off as well, because it's a bit of a, like I said, overcast day. So with the safety kind of sunglasses, it's pretty dark. So I'm going to take those off. I just throw them in the truck. Anyway, since I'm here. And what was I going to grab? Oh, the tripod. That's what I wanted. Was the tripod. I'm mowing at 2.5 inches today. Back to kind of normal cutting heights. The summer cuts I usually was cutting about 2 inches. Some of the ones that have grown increased to 2.5. I think I'm at 2 soon. This one. Let's see how it handles it. This one's not too bad. So I should be able to do a 2-inch cut. Just do this little section here, and then I'll put you guys on the tripod so it's not so bad. So. Yeah, we'll see about, like I said, the long-term review, honest review on this. I said the kind of biggest it's got some little quirks that I'd like to see improved. But this mower itself is pretty darn good. And actually pretty crazy that this is their first attempt at a lawnmower, that they got so much right. And this mower would be pretty good on its own for me if they had a true high lift blade, a true banking blade for like really tough conditions. And this mower would be really good, but some of the improvements I think they could make on this mower that would just take it over the top. The outside is fine in terms of like construction and the amount of plastic and stuff. The under the deck though, there's one section at the back where the chute is. That kind of back wall area is plastic. I'd like to see that be metal on maybe a next generation. The transmission has been really good, like the various part of it. One thing I will say is that sometimes when I hit the paddle, it doesn't quite engage, and I have to release the paddle and hit it again. So I'd like to see that kind of tweaked. High lift blade, and then some sort of waterproof rating on it so that you could use it in the rain. Like an official waterproof rating, IPX rating. And the only other thing I'd like to see is, I think it would be awesome if the front and like I love how easy it is to adjust the height on this mower. But I would prefer if they would separate the front and the rear and make them separate, so that you could adjust the front separate from the rear. I love the handle and how easy it is and all that stuff, but they could like kind of separate the two. I think would be awesome. There's lots of times where, when it comes, especially when it comes to rainy season, where just raising that rear up a little bit would be useful. Well, here I am, chatting away, and I totally forgot about the tripod in my pocket. Silly, wasn't it? Oh. Set it corner, go to that one, to the section with the tripod, and then we'll do the main part of the lawn after. Break it up into sections so I can move the tripod around easier. Let's start back here actually. And I'll put the tripod over there where the gravel is. That should work. Another thing I forgot today was kind of summertime brain, worrying about too many things, like the swimming pool at home draining and all that sort of stuff. Summertime just out of the way. Because I forgot that I was supposed to bring fertilizer. The fertilizer spreader with me this week. Normally I fertilize this first week. So not a big deal. Fertilize next week. Or at least these ones here. These first ones I do. I can, when I go to stop at home, grab fertilizer spreader and do the afternoon ones. To the rest of the week, and then just do these first few lawns I missed today. And then next week. It's one of those things. You might notice while watching this, see how lumpy a lot of these lawns are. They're almost always like you're supposed to mow it. Watch how it's bouncing around. Like, I don't have any lawns that are perfectly flat. They're all like this, just from constant rain throughout the fall, through the winter, into the spring. Just composite. You guys been about to put a break from the podcast of over 10 years. Summer's and sit and think about what I wanted to do in the future. I enjoyed my summer so much I didn't even think about it at all. So, not sure what I'm going to do with a lot of stuff I do. Doing a little social media stuff, podcast. During the summer, I got a notification from YouTube saying the anniversary, 10 years on YouTube, making videos. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the kind of future holds for me in regard to that. And 100% honest, I'm really kind of enjoying not doing the podcast. And it's making me wonder if I would enjoy maybe not doing videos either. And hanging out, all the social media stuff. We'll see. We'll see. I need to start doing some actual filmed videos instead of live streams. Those I took a break from for the summer as well. It's just basically doing live streams this summer. So, I do need to get back into my regular things. I got a bunch of equipment review videos I need to do, including this Milwaukee mower and some other Milwaukee items waiting for me to unbox and try out. Somewhere different. Let's go to this half over here now. Breaking it up, breaking it up. It's kind of like that. I don't know what, if it's a Chinese thing or what it says. How do you eat an elephant? Basically, what it's referring to is not in reality how do you actually eat an elephant. It's using it as a metaphor for how do you do big things, big projects, big tasks. And the answer is, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Break it up into small pieces. So, 2 lawns. Just going to get into bigger lawns with, this is a big lawn. This is a lawn that, because it's broken up into garden beds in the middle and stuff, it's an odd shape. It works well to kind of divide it into sections when I'm using the small mower. It's different if I'm using a bigger mower like the turf tracer. Well, speaking of turf tracer, yesterday when I was using it, I had a weird kind of incident partway through one of the lawns I was doing. It sounded like the belt broke. where like a spindle or something had gone. And so I stopped the mower, and it stopped like really rough. Not the motor itself, but the actual like where the belt goes around and stuff. It hadn't broken, it was still intact, and it actually was in really good condition still. It had a little bit of wear, it was coming apart. Um, kind of like that little, how they make those belts. They have like it's a rubber belt, but then it has like almost like a Kevlar or something fabric wrapping. So like the wrapping was starting to come off on the inside edge, which was a bit strange. It wasn't broken. So I thought, okay, automatically I assumed it was just a belt. But it was not the belt. I always have a spare belt. I try to change out the belt before they break. So when I start to notice the belt gets like the cracks and stuff in them, and when it's first starting, I'll order another belt. And then when the new belt arrives, I switch it out, put the new belt on, and because the old one just has like a few cracks or things starting on it, I will keep it as an emergency backup. Throw it in the truck. And just keep it in case the belt ever breaks. I've got another one. So I swapped out the other belt, and it had only been on there for a year or so. It was a year. It was actually last September when I looked up the belt I ordered. It's only a year. So the belt that I took off was actually in much better condition than the belt I was putting on. But let me put it on and see. The one I replaced or took off didn't have any cracks on it yet. It was just kind of like a Kevlar fabric on the rubber that was starting to come off. So I put the old one on, turned on the blades, and it was still acting the same. So I thought, oh, that's weird. Ironically, at that point, I automatically, when I looked up when I ordered the other belt, Amazon has the very convenient order this again. So I just hit the order it again, have a new belt come, and then, because I noticed that the second belt, one with the cracks in it, was doing the same thing. So let me take the belt off again and inspect the pulleys and stuff. So did that, took it off, started inspecting the pulleys and everything, like shaking them to see, and they were all fine. Nothing was loose, no bearings were worn or anything. They're all tight. Wiggled them. So now it's really like, what the heck? And then I would turn on the blades again, and it would just be making this like off balance, and the belt going around the front between the two main pulleys was just like flapping around. So that's so weird. It was acting like it was like a belt would act if it's got like a chunk of rubber missing. Like out of balance and stuff. So I started to, just kind of look around and stuff, and something caught the corner of my eye, and it was in one of the pulleys, one of the front pulleys, where the V groove is in the pulley for the belt, was a stick wedged in there. So a piece of broken stick, small branch or something, broke off and somehow got up under the deck there where the belay belts are, and it somehow got wedged in the V groove of the pulley. So of course the belt was going over it, and actually with the tension of the belt and tensioner, it's pushing the wood tighter and tighter into the V groove. So that's why it was flopping around like it was a thing. So I took out, grabbed a screwdriver, and popped a piece of stick out of the pulley groove, and then it ran perfect again. I was like, ah, darn it. Just ordered a belt for nothing. I was like, well, I guess I could cancel it, but decided not to. I was like, yeah, whatever. Just saves me from ordering one later. So I ended up swapping the belt back out again, the third time. Putting the one I had on there originally and trying it. And the one with the Kevlar. And that one worked fine. So I was like, okay, well, that's good to know. At least it was not the belt, and not the machine, not the pulleys, or spindles or anything. So there you go, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Hello.
Sorry about the car.
Oh, that's okay.
Driveway.
No problem.
I was at the dentist. I came back and I had about 6 messages on my phone.
Oh.
And the phone was ringing. It's been nuts. And I'm trying to fit in a bunch of appointments and nothing's working.
Nothing's right.
Anyway.
Oh, thank you so much.
You'd rather have a hot chocolate.
Yeah. No, so the cold drinks are still good. Thank you so much.
It's supposed to be hot today.
Yeah, with Humidex or
It's
something.
warmer than it was.
Yeah, I think they said like 30 something, but I was like,
Yeah.
it hasn't been that so far this morning.
Oh, well.
Thank you so much. Always bringing me a nice cold drink for me every week. My hip is like kind of bothering me right now. My right hip. I might have slept on it. There's something wrong. Stretch it out. That actually hurts quite a bit. Overuse. I'm getting too old. It's one thing I've absolutely noticed the last 5 years or so. His energy levels have gone way down. And the amount of time it takes for recovery. When you do have small little injuries is it's quite significant. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, I don't know what I did. I didn't notice anything. But maybe I stepped into like a divot or something, or a hole in the lawn, or something that I didn't notice that is now bothering me. Although maybe it was last night. Last night we went my wife and kids and my my buddy and his wife and kids. We went to the beach. There's an area close by called White Rock. A bunch of beaches and stuff. And beaches on one side, and then there's like a busy road with restaurants and things on the other side. So we went for dinner at like a fish and chips place, and we had takeout fish and chips, and went to the beach across the way and sat at the beach. But then after we walked all along the promenade boardwalk and walked along. There's like this big pier and a bunch of like ice cream shops and stuff. So we ended up going for ice cream and stuff. So maybe it was that. Because I know I didn't really drink anything yesterday. I wasn't that thirsty. And literally yesterday, I think I only had coffee in the morning. I don't think I drank anything the rest of the day. At dinner, for, fish and chips and stuff, I didn't order a drink. I just wasn't thirsty. And then it wasn't until I got home that I usually have tea before I go to bed. And that's when I had. So I only really had a coffee and a tea yesterday. So it might be just dehydration, like muscle cramps. Could very well be it. But yeah, that's about it. I'll take you guys off the. Been messing with the truck still. It's giving me a little bit of issues. A couple of weeks. Actually, it's been just over a week since I had a really big issue with it. It's kind of that same lingering problem. Tried doing a turbo boost pressure test to see if there was any leaks. That was inconclusive because of the kit that I got to do the pressure test didn't quite fit on both ends of the turbo system. So when I first initially did it, I just had the one side connected, and that side fit fine. But then, as you run air through it to kind of hear leaks and stuff, the other end, because it was still connected to the turbo, the air is just kind of leaking out of the turbo. So then they give you some plugs so that you can disconnect the turbo on the other side as well, and then kind of isolate the system. You plug off the one end and you can pressurize it. So it was able to pressurize for a few seconds, but that plug end didn't quite fit properly. It was like a step down adapter, and I couldn't push it in far enough because it was starting to hit the intake tube type thing. So I couldn't get the clamp on it properly. So it was able to hold for a few seconds, and I could hear the pressure build up, and I couldn't hear any leaks. But then that end popped off. It actually shot across the yard. It was lucky that I didn't have my face in the way or anything like that. So it's kind of inconclusive because I couldn't do the test long enough to do, because that piece didn't fit. But the truck has been running relatively fine since that last time that it had the weirdness. So still inconclusive. No check engine lights or anything. No things. So yeah, just kind of seeing how it's going. So that's it for this one, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks to Leonardo Miggett for putting some comments in the chat. Really appreciate that engagement. And that's it for this one, guys. We'll talk to you guys in the next one. Have a great day.